What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the God Checkin' Wednesday stream. It is today. It is now. It is time. Hello. Hello. What is the best movie you've ever watched? Follow-up question. What's the best movie you've seen in the past year? Clearly there were arguments over the QOD. Well, it was originally best movie you've ever watched, and I just left it there. Beyond says, QOD, Howl's Moving Castle, my favorite. Huh, I have not heard of that. Have not heard of it at all. Yes, Amber, all the vibes. Taking your mom to ER. All the protective, healing, comforting, positive vibes heading your way. Ooh, Lord of the Rings, Amanda. Damn, that's good. Okay, but the question is movie, singular. So out of Lord of the Rings, which one? Which one? Misty Witch Queen, I'm a Disney adult. Frozen 2. Frozen 2 is pretty damn... Oh, Sweets Meg, Hunt for Red October. Man, Ryan, careful what you shoot. Not so many things in here react so well to bullets. Top Gun Maverick, Amber C is pretty damn good. Magic Drop, K-Pop Demon Hunter. I still haven't seen it. But I imagine we will have to at some point here. At some point. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King for Candy Thunder. There we go. Misty Witch Queen, thank you. It's been a while since I whipped out some Sean Connery. Amanda Derrick, does it count as one if you watch all three in one day? LOL, fine. Two Towers. Two Towers is pretty good. I mean, Return of the King, like, yeah, it's like the ultimate climax? You know what I mean. Sweet Magnolias, Tracy, oh damn. That's a good one too. So many like iconic movies. Miss Prissy, yay, time for my favorite stream of the midweek. Thank you so much. Happy that you're here. Shaun of the Dead, I still have never seen it. Last two Harry Potters. The Fast and the Furious, Cadence Storm. The OG Fast and the Furious. Yeah. Oh, one. Elise, you're terrible with movies. Your favorites are comfort are definitely not the best. Okay. That's fair, but it's the best to you. Like, this is subjective, right? Like, your best movie or favorite movie is not going to be the same as someone else's for obvious reasons. It's Captain America Winter Soldier is up there, Paisley Heather. That is a damn good movie too. Mine right now, and I haven't seen it in ages. I just know this is the one that just sticks out to me. As a fave would be Vanilla Sky. It's dark and twisty and it's cerebral and I just enjoyed it. Vanilla Sky. Remember the Titans, Elizabeth Poe, damn good movie. Boondock Saints, damn good movie. Tombstone, like these are iconic, right? So many. Sabs, anything with Adam Sandler. 50 First Dates was your Halloween costume last year. Somebody, when I dropped Navy off for preschool this morning, was talking about Waterboy on the way out. I want to play foosball movie, Mama. Elise, it doesn't matter. Tony Spark, what's your favorite? What's the best movie you've seen out of the 5 that you have seen? What this is currently all time.
Candy Thunder and I were discussing this earlier, and I don't know, it's very tough, but I think The Departed is up there pretty good. What was the other one that we said? Oh, Interstellar's really good. Inception's really good.
Ooh, you and I have not seen Interstellar.
Oh, Top Gun Maverick was insane to see in the theater. I saw it 3 times in the theater.
I bet. We really need to see Interstellar, don't we?
You should be elevated for that viewing experience.
Clearly.
It would be unbelievable.
Clearly. I can't imagine watching a movie named Interstellar in any other form than cosmically elevated, right? Obviously. 10 Things I Hate About You, Kick the Rug. Oh, Fight Club. It's damn good, too. Yeah. You've never seen Fight Club?
Gone Girl. That's such a
Gone Girl's a damn good movie too. Wait, Tater, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the always gorgeous, magnanimous Tater Thunder here. Wait, you've never seen...
Never seen Fight Club. I don't talk about it because I've never seen it. Because that's the first rule. I do know that.
I mean, I'm not opposed to you not seeing Brad Pitt shirtless in that movie because it does not make me look good.
But I saw him in Thelma and Louise. Pretty sure he was in that. He was like a Walkaway Joe or something.
Yeah, Walkaway Joe.
It's a song.
I know. But we have to, we have to watch Fight Club. We have to watch Fight Club. We don't get a lot of like adult television time period.
So I've said my favorite movie was Lord of the Rings, Return of the King, and I saw it in theaters like 3 times. Just one of my epic favorite movies. But
the King returned thrice for you.
He really did. I just love it. The ending, the battle, like all of it. Legolas and Aragorn were my favorites. So
Look to the east on the third day.
I love it. But The Devil Wears Prada is just like one of my most favorite movies of all fucking time.
And they're making another one.
I know.
Now, right?
And I am just cloud 9 in it because I love that movie.
So many good movies.
I know. And I wish we could save all of this chat and like compile all these movies so that we can like have this list of like epic movies to watch. Because that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Steel Magnolias. That's such a good movie.
Magnolias.
I cry every fucking time.
Yeah.
Sally Fields like ending delivery in that at the cemetery is just...
I can't hear the name Sally Fields now without thinking of the Wheat Thins commercials. Y'all remember Sally Fields being in the Wheat Thins commercials back in the day? For a minute, like I like Wheat Thins. Wheat Thins are like my healthy snack. I like them. Although I got to say the low sodium ones have like no flavor at all. It's eating like little squares of cardboard.
I thought that's what you wanted me to get.
I love you.
But don't buy the low sodium?
I should have the low sodium ones, but I don't know if this batch of low sodium ones was just like extra low sodium, like negative.
I'll get the low sodium ones and sprinkle salt in the box.
It's like I need the low sodium ones just to feel like I'm doing something good, and then yes, also butter and salt, so the salts can stick to them. But we were talking about that the other day, and for a second I was thinking it was Jamie Lee Curtis. That was the spokesperson in there, and I'm like, no, she was Activia much later. It was Sally Field way back in the day for Wheat Thins, and you have to get the H in there now, right? Wheat Thins. The Patriot, damn good movie. Pelican Brief. Pretty much any like Tom Clancy movie, like they're all just so fucking good. So many good movies out there. So many movies. We have been watching more of The Rookie, the show. We've been catching up on it. What are we, season 2, like halfway through season 2 at this point?
Yeah, I really like it.
It's a really good show.
I really like The Rookie.
There was a part last night where a dog was like feasting on a deceased gentleman. And then the dog was, trying to attack one of the police officers, and Navy was sitting with us, but she was watching something watching one of her kid shows on her tablet during the time. And this whole scene starts going down, and the dog is like rabid, and it was a very like scary scene. So Candy Thunder and I are both like covering, trying to make sure she doesn't see this. And typically, there's nothing in that show that if she glanced up would be a problem. But this particular time, we're like,
like the one thing. We decided to watch 30 minutes after dinner.
We don't get a lot of time, so we got to take it where we can get it. She's been in a Gabby's Dollhouse mode here lately, which, as you mentioned, is perfect timing as we get ready to depart for Disney, because that's not a Disney thing. She's going to be like very Gabby Dollhouse. She'll be like, "Is Gabby here?" We're like, "No, honey, that's a completely different network. Sorry." Hey, Wayward Ace dropped the 5, said, "Yay, commute home with the Thunder crew, and tomorrow is my birthday." Good week. Hell
Maverick
yeah.
was a good movie.
Happy gosh heckin' birthday, Wayward Ace. Who else has a birthday going on right now? She's hiding under chat on YouTube. Bring her head up higher. I can do that. I can do that. I have no idea if I've actually achieved anything here. Let's see.
Yeah, it's higher.
Okay. Let me tilt it one more. Tiny time. There we go. That good? Yep. We good. What? Charlie and D says, I'm pregnant with twins. So excited.
Oh,
Congratulations. That's amazing.
That's so awesome.
That is amazing. Holy cow. Hey, before we dive into opening remarks here and getting into stories and everything, I know there's a lot going on in the world right now. Just a reminder, this is a political free zone. We intentionally keep it this way so you all can have a break from it, and so can we. We don't get into politics. We don't get into religion. We don't get into divisive topics. So save it. And if you do wander into that territory, you'll likely get muted, if not booted from the stream. So just don't do it. Okay. I know there's a lot going on. This ain't the place. We're here for, this is a respite from all the ire of the world. We're here to be happy and hear about other people's personal bullshit so our lives can feel semi-normal for a little bit. Cool? Let's get some music rocking here for just a second here. Just Mags. Yeah, there are changes going on to the YouTube subscriptions. They start rolling out on the 15th of September. However, it's going to be a 3-month... Yeah, sorry, TikTok subscriptions will be changing. It starts on the 15th of September, but you're going to have 3 months. They say at least it's a 3-month transition. So you will be notified about that. There's still news rolling out about how all is changing. Just know, and we posted a video about this in the VIP group, just know if you are a TikTok subscriber right now, we are going to do what we need to do to make sure that any kind of change in the price of that is going to be worth it for you, okay? We're going to deliver more on our end to make sure it is worth it. So,
not something that we have control over.
We have no control over it at all. So the only control we do have is what we provide to make sure it's worth it. So correct. Just know that we're honed in on that, and we're going to do whatever we have to do to make sure that's the case. Currently, it looks like that might be adding on an extra TikTok I guess super fan only stream per month. So there would be 2 sub only streams per month instead of 1. So that's the current thought that we have kind of teed up. We're waiting to see how the details firm up on everything over there. It's still, we checked yesterday for any new updates on it and did not see anything. So we'll just kind of watch and see as it rolls out.
If anybody deals with QuickBooks in their job or business, I feel like TikTok is the social media equivalent to the changes that happen in
just
QuickBooks.
Random,
and it's like once you get used to it, they're like, "Hey, we've entirely changed everything." So, again, figure it out.
And in true TikTok fashion, it's going to be we're going to fix one thing and break 9 others. So we'll see what happens there. Just know we're in it. We're going to do what we got to do to make sure it still makes sense for you. Okay, so no worries. We're going to keep chugging along there.
Right.
All right, let's rock and roll. Let's go ahead and get started here. Coming up, we have stories about arguments at birthday parties, extending pet sitting, tense blended family situations, cutting off your partner's spending, inappropriate swimsuits, starting fights for attention. We also have spicy stories and cake stories. Courtesy of Tony Spark, who is our producer for today's stream. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Tony Spark, who is back from Vegas. And he's here. So you didn't win big enough to leave us all behind. So that's... It was not the winning lottery ticket holder. Neither were we. I know. We might have won like $5 or something. We got to do what we got to do. Yeah. First goal on the TikTok side is 4.5K lightning bolts for a spicy story. And on the YouTube side, we have a super goal of 15 $5 supers and up to start for a cake story and confetti. Shares goal this week, 15 hundo shares. We don't have the progress bar, but we are still watching. We do greatly rely on your shares and your likes to get in front of new people. So do not forget, please consider sharing the stream. Sharing is caring. Also, if you didn't see our teaser that we posted today, this was the Moira Rose monologue from when Moira gets a bad review. It's like season 3, episode 8. And it is just, it's just an epic Moira moment that we had to use. So
it's my favorite. It's my favorite teaser of all time.
Candy Thunder
made
was
me the
so
happiest.
excited.
It made me the happiest. Like I've watched it like literally almost a dozen times.
I was showing her the YouTube clip of that scene so we could kind of figure out how we were going to do it. And in the beginning of that episode, or when the gentleman who leaves a bad review comes in, he startles Moira, who's covering behind the desk at the motel. And she's like, "Where did you come from?" And he says, "I said hello twice."
Sorry.
He said, I said hello twice, and she goes, well, hello then. And it's one of my favorite freaking things ever. Did you turn your
I got
vibration
it.
off? Okay.
I love it when she's like, I don't care.
Oh, I don't care. It's fantastic. So we had to use it. I mean, we expect more monologues as we go. However, we do have the next concept already cooked up. It's going to be amazing. Script got approved today. Don't know when we're going to film it just yet, but it is going to involve Tony in a wig. I'll tell you that much. That's all we know. We will be having a TikTok exclusive live tomorrow night at 9 p.m. So a TikTok sub-only live tomorrow night. Make sure that is on your calendars. TikTok members of the Gosh Heckin' Storm over there. A reminder today, keep chat positive and respectful. Everybody, of course, is allowed to have their own opinion. We want you to share that. We're not all going to agree, but it costs absolutely nothing to be respectful and be a DFHP. That's a decent effing human being. As a reminder, our opinions are based on our worldview shaped by the lives that we lived. You're not going to agree with us. We don't expect you to, okay? However, we do expect you to be respectful of our opinions, just like we are of yours. So let's play nice, shall we? No spoilers, of course. Spoilers will be muted, if not booted from the live. And with that, get out your gosh heckin' brooms. Yeah! Kinsey, tomorrow, 9 p.m. Central. 9 p.m. Central. No, not same time as today. Today is 3 p.m. our time, start time. So 9 p.m. Central, depending on where you are, will be about 6 hours later than our start time today. I had to check the math in my head for a second. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Ulu's in Germany, so happy you could make it. Hell yeah. Ducky Danielle dropping the 200 bolts there. Thank you so much. Real Bra dropping bolts there too. Jennifer Nesbitt with the bolts. Bindi Loohoo. Jennifer Nesbitt again there. Thank you so much. Allie, Sab, Suzanne, Jennifer Nesbitt again dropping the hundo. Thank you guys. Appreciate the love. Mercy, do the TikTok lives ever get reposted to YouTube? Negative. That would kind of negate the purpose of a TikTok sub-only live. They do not. The only way to get it is to be right there. Every once in a while, we will pull some of the stories we use on that stream and share those as individual posts, but the live itself will only be on TikTok.
Once the new updates are pushed out, if they allow for those posts to go into the subscriber part of TikTok, then we'll share them there as well.
That's a big unknown because the sub-only
sure
post side of TikTok right now is broken, and anytime we post something to it, it's not only really hard for you to get to as a subscriber, but it breaks our algorithm completely. So we haven't been able to use it. If this fixes it, we'll have a shit ton of sub-only post content for you, and we'll see how that goes. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our very first story here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have a poll started, courtesy of Candy Thunder. Here we go. Am I the astronaut for apologizing for a dad fight at my kid's birthday party? All right. Am I the astronaut for apologizing for a dad fight at my kid's birthday party? Poll is beginning. I don't really know how to think about this because I've heard stories from one of my children about dad fights at birthday parties actually being like boxing matches where, dads would put on gloves and spar with 13-year-olds. And I'm like, that's not cool. Yeah. And then that not cool. Not cool. Parents shouldn't be fighting at kids' birthday parties, period. So am I the astronaut for apologizing for a dad fight? I don't really know what that means. So I'm going to go AskCon 3 because you know what? That's my center. We'll stay right there. Should have. Yeah, we'll figure out what a dad fight is when we get into the story here. Yeah, nobody knows what a dad fight is until we dive in here. We'll see. Alicia, where's my popcorn? I want the entire scoop. Yeah. Katie May, nope. Getting ready to get started now. Am I the astronaut for apologizing for a dad fight at my kid's birthday party?
We've got poll results are ESH with 41% and NTA with 26%. And then, the smattering.
The smattering.
Yes.
Just the normal smattering. Fold in the cheese. Okay. My 27 male girlfriend, 31 female, is divorced. Amicably, he came out as gay. and I've all but moved in with her and her son, whom I will call Jason, 11 male. We've been dating for about a year and have known each other for longer than that, and I've been picking up her kid after soccer while she's at her job late some days, pediatric dentist. He isn't interested in calling me dad, but he does call me dude. He says it sounds like dad, but isn't dad because I'm just a dude. He's a great kid, and I love him dearly. Jason's 11th birthday party was this past week, and my girlfriend's father pulled me aside and asked me if I would stay out of their family photos, a tradition they've been doing every year since he was born, where they take the picture in the same group pose so they can all line up in their album. Now, I thought it'd be a real funny, words hard R. Now, I thought I'd be real funny and photobomb this with a funny face and a peace sign, and while Jason and I were both giggling afterwards, my father-in-law was not. Father-in-law? They did get the family photo later, even after I went and asked him more formally if I could be in it. I was declined. I have to say, it did kind of get under my skin a bit. I had been pretty much living with them for some time now, and it really stung to be formally uninvited from a family tradition centered around my kid. This ended up hitting me harder than I expected, honestly, and I was morose and silent throughout the rest of the party. Now, her dad seemed like a really good guy. However, he was not at all happy with me now. He pulled me out to the back porch and yelled at me about how I was so disrespectful to the family tradition that started when my girlfriend's mother was still alive. She passed away during COVID. And when her sister, older, adopted when she was a teenager, moved to Germany a few years ago, was living with them. I had not been aware of the severity of the situation and started crying and apologizing. It was loud and the neighbors 100% heard it. It's at this point my girlfriend comes out and she sees her dad yelling at me and my crying. She was very angry at him for how he was treating me behind her back, and he ended up leaving in a huff. She was very mad at him, but also at me for starting a scene over something that she thought was so silly. This is my question. I wanted to call him to apologize for the way that I acted. My girlfriend, however, when I asked her for his phone number, did not want me to. She said I didn't do anything wrong and I didn't know the situation at the time and that he needed to have someone not bend over backwards for forgiveness just because of a disagreement. I understand that she feels like that, but her dad already isn't 100% on me. I work at a weed shop and he's given me stern warnings before about the kind of long-term responsibility he expects from me if I'm going to be his grandkid's parent. I don't want to go behind my girlfriend's back when she has expressly told me not to apologize, so I guess I have to ask, am I the asshole for still planning to? Let's talk for a second before we get into the edit. So, Tata Rooney, thoughts here? This is a fustercluck.
Yeah, the dad is for sure an asshole, but I think if your girlfriend asked you not to apologize, and that is your question, am I the asshole for still planning to apologize? Yes, because she specifically asked you not to do it. This is her dad. You're like a year into the relationship, isn't that what he said?
Year in.
Then I think you need to respect her wishes on this one. Like, she's explicitly told you not to do it.
I would agree. Because after all, I mean, your allegiance here is to your inner circle, her, and your kid, not to him, right? I understand that, like, you feel like you fucked up and you need to make amends here, but you didn't know the extent of the situation, so everything that she's telling you carries through. So understand that if you do it, there's going to be hell to pay. You're going to be intentionally stepping in it if you end up doing it. Now, I kind of got embarrassed for you in the beginning here, not the beginning, but after dad was like, hey, we're going to do this picture. It's a family tradition. We've been doing it ever since X time. Could you just hang back for that one? And you're like, I'll be funny and I'll photobomb it. I mean, I'm a jokester. I'm a goofball. I'm the kind of guy who's going to photobomb something. But if somebody tells me ahead of time that there's a sentimental value behind something and asks me not to fuck with it, I'm not going to fuck with it. So I think you stepped in it a little bit when you did that in the first place. And you know what? Had you not done that, would you be in this situation right now? Now, there are some problems between you and him anyway, right? And this isn't going to fix that. Apologizing for this is not going to fix that situation at all.
Right.
And according to your girlfriend, it sounds like her dad needs somebody to not bend over backward for him. So this is as much her decision, or this is more her decision than it is yours, I guess.
Believe, yeah, this is a strategic move for a girlfriend to manage situations with her father. And I feel like you should respect that.
Yeah.
And not like you saw what happened when you took it upon yourself to insert yourself in a situation. So don't do it again, because this would be strike 2, in my opinion, for the same situation.
I would agree. And Jan Hart says she is setting boundaries with her dad, and he already apologized at the time of confrontation. He did.
I don't think, I mean, I understand the photo bomb was like too far, but I think at some point too, like those traditions, if he is planning to marry daughter or is planning to be a part of the kid's life, at some point that tradition needs to include him.
Sure.
If he is going to be a part of the family.
Photos now are...
Or take 2. Take one with him and one without.
Exactly. That's my point here, is that like lay out of the one and then ask to be in another one, which it sounds like he kind of did, but and was declined to be a part of that too. But I mean, start your own traditions, right? I mean, let him have his thing. Start your own too.
There you go.
You
That's
absolutely have that option. And he already doesn't like you. I don't know that you're going to win him over, if for no other reason than because you work at a dispensary, right? Like,
yeah.
There's that.
Okay, let's read the edit and see what happens.
Okay, here's the edit. Edit. All right, this one is on me. There's a critical piece of information I seem to have neglected to explain properly. We've been friends for 7 years, including before she was divorced. I was in contact with her when it happened, and I've known Jason personally for a similar amount of time. We've only been officially dating since last September. She's also spoken to me once before about getting married. That is scary as fuck to me, so to be perfectly honest, I kind of gave her a non-committal non-answer, I admit, but I am not some weird stranger digging into someone's family. Okay. So in this case, he's addressing the whole 1 year thing, which I thought about while reading it. I'm like, man, yeah, you've been together 1 year. You're already living together and trying to insert yourself in everything here. And dad is protective of that. You've known each other longer. Appreciate that context, but still you've only been officially dating for a year. So maybe give it some time before your expectations of being included in traditions are cemented, right?
Yeah, I still think the dad was a raging asshole for... I think his yelling at it had something more to do with the fact that the adopted sister was in it and now she's not, and mom was in it and now she's not, and all of these things make that an emotional situation for dad. But still, you don't get to take your emotions out on people.
No.
But it's just a messy situation all around, and I think if you take anything further, it's going to make it way fucking worse, and you're going to be in trouble.
Yep, for sure. And I forget the end. I forget where I was going with this. Oh, for dad, he's gone through a lot of change, right? A lot of gut wrenching kind of change. He's lost a lot, and you are the one thing that he feels like he can direct all of that ire toward. So it's symbolic, if nothing else. It's not just about you, man. I mean, he doesn't like you. That's probably not going to change. But also, this isn't just about you. It's about all the other stuff that's happening that he is just unloading on you because you're the easy target here. He's like, He's like, I'm going to take it all out on the stoner with the big plugs in his ears, right? Like, he's the guy with a lot of tattoos. I'm going to yell at him. It's that kind of thing. Hey, God's Blessed Wonder Woman dropping the 5-bomb on the YouTube side says, girlfriend will see this as betrayal. Father-in-law will see this as fake or sucking up. He won't like you if you act like a punk, which is how he already sees you. I would agree. It would be if he comes crawling back. I mean, look, at this point, father-in-law yelled at him and he already cried in front of him. So that in father-in-law's eyes is probably already this huge scar, sign of weakness that just furthers his discontent with this partner choice anyway. You're not going to win that battle. You don't have to. You already have the prize. Sure, it'd be nice. It'd be nice if everybody could get along. It's not your choice. It has to be everyone's choice. You know what I mean? A little bit of catch up here as we pivot over to the next story here. I think we are about 30% of the way through on the bolt goal there. We still got a ways to go. And as a reminder, with that, we unlock a spicy story on the TikTok side. On the YouTube side, we're at 2 out of 15 for the $5 super chats. That unlocks a cake story and confetti. Candy Thunder dropping some bolts there. Carrie, thank you so much. Anna Maria Ortiz sending bolts through there as well. Michelle with the hearts. It won't tell me what the title of that is. Carrie, thank you so much. Heidi Greg, thanks for the share. Autumn with the share too. Mighty Bill with the share as well. Deidre, thanks so much for the bolts. Greatly appreciate that. At least, does father-in-law think a dispensary work can't make money, or just doesn't like the job field? Because I have friends that work in it and make double my salary. I imagine this is one of those situations where it's like you demonize what you don't understand because it's easier, right? And look at it this way. His worldview, shaped by his own experiences, 99% of that has been, this is bad. It's not going to be like changed overnight for him, no matter what legislation dictates, right? Aunt Sue dropping the 108 bolts. Jesse, Squidney, Sonita with the shares. Thanks so much for the love. Mama says so. Jocelyn. I can't read the name Jocelyn without immediately thinking Schitt's Creek. So thank you for that. Taylor, I do POT store payroll. They're fine. LOL. Yeah, they're fine. They're fine. He's doing all right. He's doing all right. Mama Kitty, Candy CLKB, thank you so much. That mom dropping the bolts there too. Thank you. All right, we'll dive into the next story here. This one is, am I the astronaut for refusing to give my ex-girlfriend's dog back after she admitted it? It's not what it says. Am I the astronaut for refusing to give my ex-girlfriend's dog back after she abandoned it with me for a year? That sounds a little bit familiar. I might have read this one. We'll figure it out as we dive into it. Am I the astronaut for refusing to give my ex-girlfriend's dog back after she abandoned it with me for a year? No.
That's your dog.
Yeah, that's your dog. That dog's been living with you for a year. As far as that dog knows, you're that dog's person. You are that dog's person. What'd you say? Poll has started. That's right, Divine World. That's my dog now. My dog now. Oh, there's a lot of these dog, cats, chinchillas. Can I pet that dog?
If I watch a dog for a year, that's my dog.
Yeah. Speaking of animals, I keep snapping some pictures because in the wee hours of the morning, Jupiter the cat has now advanced her takeover of her conquering Candy Thunder's face for a sleeping spot, and now like curls up like right here. It's so funny, but she's so invasive. She has no respect of boundaries. She doesn't understand boundaries at all. She's just like, this mine.
This morning I turned over, and before I could even get my whole body turned over, she had jumped over my body and was like already right here, ready to go. I'm like, no, it's too early. It's too early.
Normally she waits until I'm out of bed before she starts, trying to conquer new territories here. But I think it was last night or night before in the middle of the night.
Oh, she did jump on the
2
bed.
a.m. She jumped up and all I heard was, I'm like, no! God. She's like traversing across our pillows and I'm like, quit it!
She sat on my head the other day. Yeah.
And Navy Thunder, she took one of the Amazon boxes that came in and filled it with like, was it stuffed cats? Was it?
Yeah, they were having a party.
It was a party. She had a little party light in there and everything. And I was walking through that room yesterday or day before, and Jupiter was sitting in that party box, just sitting there chilling. And I was like, well, I got to take a picture of this. So I snapped a pic of it. Oh, Candy was talking about it.
Here. She was reading books to.
You can kind of see it, but she's in there, just chilling in there
with all the stuffed animals.
She loves Amazon boxes, Diet Coke, empty Diet Coke can boxes. She just has a hate.
We got plenty of those.
Yep.
Okay, poll is 97.62% NTA with 2.38% ESH. Very close.
Okay. Trent, thank you for the follow up on that. We Thumpy Thumperton. I'm going to glue everything down over there so none of it moves. Okay, here we go. Largely NTA here. I think it's where we're at. Am I the astronaut for refusing to give my ex-girlfriend's dog back after she abandoned it with me for a year? Throwaway and fake names. I, 29 male, broke up with my ex, Chloe, 28 female, about 14 months ago. It was messy. When she moved out, she asked if I could watch her dog, a senior dachshund, Frank, for a couple of weeks while she found a pet-friendly place. I agreed because I loved that dog. Love that dog. Weeks turned into months. For the first few months, she'd text to ask about him, but she never came to visit or sent money for food or vet bills. The text slowly stopped. After 6 months, I texted her and said, "Hey, are you getting Frank soon? His food and care are expensive." She replied after a day, "I'm still looking. Thanks so much for doing this." At the 10-month mark, Frank had a big vet bill. I spent over $300-ish on him, and I lost my job at the moment. I didn't even bother texting her. She hadn't reached out in 4 months. I paid for it, and I officially considered him my dog. Last week, out of the blue, Chloe shows up at my door. She's got a new job, new apartment, and a new boyfriend. She said, "I'm here for Frank. Thanks for watching him." I said no. Said she abandoned him. I've been his sole caretaker for over a year. I paid for his bills and food. She got hysterical, calling me a thief. She said he was her emotional support animal during our relationship and she needs him back. She offered to pay me back for the surgery in installments. I told her to get lost and shut the door. Now she's blowing up my phone and her new boyfriend is sending me threatening messages. My friends are split. Some say I saved the dog and he's mine. Others say I'm being a bitter ex and stealing her property out of spite and that I should have given her a chance to pay me back. Who are those friends? Those are the friends who aren't pet owners. Clearly. What do you think, Tater Rooney?
Frank is your dog, and I hope that you two live happily ever after. Because I get antsy on vacation when I miss my dogs. I can't imagine not seeing them for 14 fucking months and then just waltzing back into their life like I didn't abandon them. I'm sorry. I feel very strongly about this. That is your dog.
I think even legally, it's abandoned property. You can't just leave someone in someone else's place for a year.
And you tried, like at 6 months, you tried to be like, "Hey, let's, before this goes any further," and nothing. No, that's your baby.
If you end up having to take this to like a civil court, I think you've got everything you need for this to be solidified. And you know what? Tell her that. Be like, "Okay, listen, the new boyfriend showing up and sending the threatening messages. I'm sure the version of this story that he got is wildly inaccurate. Your friends, like, who cares? This is your call. And if she doesn't like it, tell her to get a fucking lawyer."
Yeah, I would be. I'm sorry, but no. Nope. That's your dog. You want to see Crazy Candy come out? That would be the way to do it. Show up at my door after a year demanding a dog. Frank would be in a sweater and he'd be on my lap.
Frank would be. Please get another animal. It can be a dog or a cat, but name it Beans. Please.
Oh, I love it.
Please have a Frank and Beans. Please.
Please also be careful when you let him outside. Make sure that you're with him.
Chip him.
I would also send the boyfriend the actual story and then block both numbers. The friends who are saying that you're bitter ex stealing property, not sure they're quite your friends. Choose Frank, and yeah, that's the only feedback I have.
Hey, Brooklyn on the TikTok side said, "You two are the entire reason I gained the confidence to start posting TikTok content. Thank you."
Hey.
Hand heart right back up to you. That is
so
awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, super cool. Thank you. Yeah, Helen, other people are saying that in chat too. She only wants him when she's in a relationship. She only needs the emotional support animal when she's in a relationship. Make it make sense.
That is weird.
Right? Which very much feels like the kind of thing where somebody who has a kid, and when they start dating someone, starts like acting like they're super involved, great parent kind of thing, because they're building up this version of themselves that they want the other person to believe. In this case, I think that's probably ringing true too. I'm a great pet parent. I need you to believe that, but the evidence is stacked up in the other direction. So of course,
Yeah. Oh, and I do.
Douche canoe new boyfriend coming in here being like, "Hey, bro."
I do. Also, and like if people are stationed overseas or like on deployment or something, and they are away from their pet, that is a completely different story.
Yes.
I do want to preface my statement with that because
Yeah,
that would not be fair.
because that's not a choice.
Correct.
Yeah, and I would imagine that there's a mutual understanding in that case too,
100%. And you have normally a timeline and all of that, but also, can you share pictures of Frank?
and get another animal and name it Beans again, please. I beg of you.
If it was a cat,
A cat named Beans.
Yeah,
Frank and Beans. Come on.
it's so cute.
Come on. Hey, Taylor dropping the 5 on the YouTube side says, I don't even want to leave my cats to go to Disneyland for a week.
Same.
We're going in December and I'm having horrible anxiety about it. I'm sure Candy Thunder is already all worked up about it. Ann Bracker dropping the 20. I'm sad this is another Wednesday live I'm going to miss most of. But most of all, I'm sad I'll miss chatting and joking with my Thunder fam. Thank you so much for the love, and thank you for jumping in and saying hello. And when you watch the replay back on, it'll be posted on YouTube starting tomorrow at noon. You can just comment and pretend like you're chatting with everybody as chat is happening, right? It might work. It might. Beyond dropping the 5, imagine how many days that pup looked at the door waiting for her to come home. She's a black hole. We do need to make that official determination here, but the question is from OP's point of view, and it is, am I the astronaut for refusing to give my ex-girlfriend's dog back after she abandoned it with me for a year? Obviously not. No. NTA. There it is. In the meantime, we hit the bowl goal on the TikTok side, y'all. You have unlocked... What do they win, ladies and gentlemen? You've unlocked a spicy story. So, in particular order here on the TikTok side for hitting the bulk goal, we got Jenny Lee in the number 1 spot at 1.2K. Then Sam Goofballs in the number 2 spot at 716. Then Sabrina Janine in the number 3 spot at 699. Top 3, kicking ass. Then we got Ducky Mama, Jennifer in Texas, Aunt Sue, Adventures with Pam, Caitlin Pelletier Art, Anna Hartman, Melcy Jane, Michelle Gallant. Or Gallant. I'd put the I in there just for fun. Candy CLKB, Wendy Johnson, Bure, Mama Silver, Emmy Castro, Ms. New, Mama Says So, Sunita Badu, Anna, Candy Thunder, Squidney, AK Chick, Shadow Wolf, Live Laugh Love, Real Broad Zuba, Daisy Desserts, Cindy Lou, Annie Butcher, I Am Bendy Luhu, Shaz, Matt PG, Urban Dreamer, the mom with the... Won't show me the whole thing. The mom with the camera. There we go. I just had to click on it. Kristen Museum Girl. See You Too. Mama Kitty. Zoe C. Mad Max. Mel Wallace. Diana C. Anthony. And Suzanne. Thank you guys so much for the love and hitting that bolt goal. We have unlocked the spicy story. The next one that we're going to get set up here shortly. You got it, Caden Thunder? Caden Thunder running the TikTok goals behind the scenes for us here is going to unlock a spicy story and a Tony Spark appearance. Would you look at that? Beyond member for 17 months says, in my family, we would say, nah, for that, beer. He's for sure NTA. We need to teach Navy to say that.
Just
Technically. That's not any cursing. Wait, Dave Wells, hold on a second. Says on the TikTok side, hey, Dusty, you inspired me to grow a beard, which saved my marriage. So thank you. Okay, first of all.
Send your story.
How did the beard save your marriage? Beards are magical. I can't argue with that at all. Beards are magical. And my beard being on my face is probably the glue that's still holding my marriage together as well. Because if it were gone, she would be gone within 24 hours. I almost guarantee it. But I need more information.
I'm not that shallow.
It's not about being shallow.
Well, I married you with a beard.
You married me with a baby beard.
I did not.
It was a short beard.
Yeah.
I
would not leave you if you shaved your beard.
That's not true.
I would be a little emotional about it, but I wouldn't leave you.
If I shaved my beard, she would shave her head, instantly. She'd be like, there, take that.
I definitely don't care that much. Not enough to shave my head.
The one time
I'm having trouble enough growing hair in this period of my life. I'm not going to shave my head. What little I got left.
The one time I accidentally shaved my beard off, it was a trimming accident. It was a trimming session gone awry. I came out of the bathroom and she looked at me and she actually cried. That's all we need to know.
He looked like a different person.
I want to grow the infinity beard.
I was like the baby in the videos.
The infinity loop. You guys, you know what I'm talking about? You grow it long enough to where you can go like under and back up and like sit up on top of your head too. It's just like, it's a never-ending beard loop.
That's what you're going with. That's the route you want to go.
I said I want to, not I'm going to. I just... Oh no, Batman, hubby used the wrong guard today and his face is bald now. I've been there. I've been there. It's happened. It's a thing. All right, we'll go ahead and dive into our next story here, which is going to be the spicy story you all unlocked. Let's go. Whoop. Spicy reward story time. All right. This spicy story is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Admitting to Something My Brother and I Did as Kids? Interesting. Am I the astronaut for admitting to something my brother and I did as kids? Do we need Tony Spark to start a poll for us? Or are you able to? We'll start a poll one way or another here shortly. Am I the astronaut for admitting to something my brother and I did as kids? It depends on, does it matter if you admit to something you guys did it? Like, is the statute of limitations up? Depends on how severe it was, I guess. I mean, like Candy Thunder, you admitted to standing with a white sheet over you to pretend you were a ghost and scare the shit out of your brother, who believed it until you admitted it in adult life. Like, so I'm going NTA here. Like,
I feel like mine was like a jestfully joke.
that's true. It could be something.
This could be
dangerous, right?
something like wild. And so I mean, in siblings, does the statute of limitations ever truly run out? I don't know.
Fair.
We're all salty bitches when it comes to your siblings.
My siblings pretty much know everything that I did that ever affected them. It's because we were like little too. Like I told my older sister Bree, we were walking through some kind of like in construction house or something, and I told her to look through a door, like a doorknob hole. It didn't have the doorknob in it yet, and she looked through, and I blew sawdust in her eye. And she was wearing an eye patch for her dance recital. She's got an eye patch in the photos from her dance recital. Yeah, that's the kind of little shit I was.
And then we grew up and we found each other, and now we're both just little shits in a marriage.
To each other. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I can tell some stories.
It is fantastic.
Yeah.
Siblings are always salty. All right, what do we got? What are our results looking like here?
I had it up and I closed it.
Oh, we might just be giving up on the whole poll thing, ladies and gentlemen.
We might just be voting in chat.
Hey, as a reminder, this is a political free zone. So this is a place you come to escape it. Don't get into it. All right, so we'll just dive right in here. I'm at NTA, but yeah, we don't know. Am I the astronaut for admitting to something my brother and I did as kids? This is a spicy story, so I'm going back red flag mode here. So, our family recently got together to celebrate my grandmother's birthday. The atmosphere was very relaxed. We shared stories and so on. At one point, one of my aunts confessed that she had dyed my other aunt's, her sister's, wedding dress, making it look pink, and she was the reason why the wedding was postponed. Damn. Everyone thought it was funny and started confessing to various things. No one blamed anyone. Everyone laughed, and there were lots of, I always knew it was you, etc. So at some point I spoke up. I don't remember exactly how I said it, but it was something like, hey, remember that weird stalker who used to text my cousin when she was 15 and every day and send her badly photoshopped pictures of blue, ugly cats? Yeah, that was me and my brother when we was 8 and 12. You stalked her with poorly photoshopped pictures of blue, ugly cats?
What?
I mean, at 8 and 12, like anything's funny that you do, right? I thought everybody would react similarly because because the situation was equally absurd, and now I can say that A, those photos were really ugly, and B, it was pretty obvious it had to be somebody from our family because this stalker knew things no one else had the right to know and always knew about it 5 minutes after the fact. The thing is, no one laughed. My cousin, on the other hand, got absolutely furious and started saying that my brother and I had ruined her teenage years and we had scarred her, and that we had scared her for a long time about being afraid to leave the house, etc. Meanwhile, my brother decided to blame it all on me, saying it was 100% my idea and that he resisted, and that he wanted to tell everyone many times, but I told him not to. I literally remember that it was 50-50. We both had fun, and then we got bored and never talked about it again. Plus, he is literally the older one. You were 8, and he's throwing you under the bus. He's the mastermind. It ended with my aunt, my cousin's mother, having to drag my cousin to another room because she was crying and screaming at us. Things got awkward, and eventually my grandfather told everyone to leave. Later, my brother sent me a message saying, "Why would you tell everyone?" And since then, no one else has texted me. The only time I was mentioned was in the group chat, me, brother, sister, mom, and dad, when dad said he was disappointed in us, me and my brother. But honestly, I don't understand. I mean, yeah, it was wrong, but also literally everyone that day was telling stories about how they were terrible people in the past, and everybody was laughing. And it's not even the other stories were any milder. Other examples include one uncle confessed that when he was 8, he deliberately encouraged his sister and my aunt to jump out of a tree, hoping she would break something, go to the hospital, and then he could eat the whole cake himself. So I really don't understand why this particular story caused so much stress, caused such a mess. Edit, I forgot to add that the stalker story took place 14 years ago. I also don't know why many people assume in the comments that I'm a man, I'm a woman. Okay. I think the big thing that makes this different is that it wasn't a one-time prank. Like,
No.
they kept this up over a period of time. And look, this happened when you were 8 and your brother was 12. Like, it's the keeping it up over a period of time.
Unknown number cat version. What? Like, why are you sending pictures of? I don't even get it. But no, it's not okay to repeatedly text someone, especially when you know that there's probably some kind of family thing going on where they're trying to figure out who's sending these pictures, and then it happens to be you, and you know personal information, and you're sharing that from an unknown number. I don't think that's okay. And if that happened to my child, I would have a problem with it.
14 years ago would be, 2010?
Right.
2011, right around there. I'm trying to think back if it was a different time when things would have been perceived differently. I don't think so. And at 12 and 8, like, you have no fucking idea what you're doing. Why you would start doing this in the first place is a little beyond me. And also, I get the hint that it was a little more serious than just ugly cats that you were you were messaging.
You're talking about personal information that only someone inside her family would know, and then for that to be used to be sent from an unknown number would cause issues for a teenage girl, would cause like scared issues for a teenage girl, in my opinion.
But they wouldn't know that at 12 and 8.
No.
I mean, I don't, but I would think, here's the deal. And the question is, am I the astronaut for admitting to something my brother and I did as kids? So now, 15 years later, so you're trying to figure out ages. 23 and 27 are the ages, so you're 23 now. I think that now you should probably know, like, how bad what you did was, and I expect there to be like deep regret for it, but also know that in the context of people throwing around these funny stories about the dumb things that they did, those weren't as severe as what you threw out here. So I would have kept my mouth shut. I think that's my point.
Yeah, 100%. This was encouraging your sibling to jump out of a tree.
So you could have the whole cake.
That's like a childlike thing to do, not in a great way, but that's a one-time off thing. That's not something they continue to do to violate someone's privacy over the course of a time, where this girl clearly has a lot of feelings about what happened to her, and to know that it was you, it's probably going to take a minute for her to even come to the table to hear you apologize. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
It's a very weird situation.
look at it this way. I think what you're asking, what you're thinking here is that everybody was confessing these things in kind of a fun, jovial, mischievous way. Yours just doesn't classify in that, and I think you should have the context now as an adult to know that. So I understand, wanting to admit it. In this context, I think you have to understand why it was perceived differently than the rest of the things. Also, you're talking about like some people that are much older than you admitting things when they were kids, which would have been like 40, 50 years ago, and yours was
Not, yeah.
15. So, I mean, it's just, there's a lot of differences there.
I think everybody can say that if they were getting text messages that were personal in nature from an unknown number and you had no idea who was sending those messages, it's going to have an effect on your mental health.
And obviously your cousin
Especially-
reacted strongly to it now and still
Yeah.
has strong feelings that are unresolved about it. So like,
Clearly it did some damage, which is not, I don't think, an abnormal thing to happen from that situation. But I do think that they were young, and maybe in time forgiveness can happen and they can all move forward.
in a private conversation, Not-
Yeah, absolutely.
not at a family party where everybody's joking around.
Yeah, but I don't know. Sometimes there's things you just shouldn't say.
Some things you take to the grave.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Because the damage now is probably just as bad as it was by doing the deed in the first place. So
That's our next QOD. What are you taking to the grave?
yes, tell us here.
Yeah.
Or think it in your mind. So the question is, am I the astronaut for admitting to something my brother and I did as kids? It's not quite that simple.
ASCON 2?
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't have done it. I think that's fair. ASCON 2, you definitely should not have done that. And it's not just a should have done it differently. Or maybe it is. It's kind of a 2.5.
Yeah, I would say 2 because you were 8. So
Yeah.
I think, yeah, being stalked in any capacity is going to scare anyone. And to find out that it was someone in your family, I think that's going to be hard to deal with.
Yeah.
In a way that I don't think anyone who's ever not been in that situation can fully understand.
Yeah, and some comments here that are talking about the wedding dress being worse. Like one of the aunts dyeing the wedding dress pink. She's the reason the wedding was postponed. That's a pretty
That's terrible,
BFD
yeah.
too. Yeah,
This family needs to stop making
too
pranks.
big, way too big, or way too small in the
Yeah.
pranks here, guys. I put a feather in her shoe. Oh, way too small, Winston. Way too small. Yeah, that was the aunt who did that. Theirs was essentially stalking their cousin or making her cousin think she had a stalker via text. But they were 8 and 12 at the time. I don't know. Yeah. It was dumb to do then. It's not something your 12-year-old sibling is probably way more to blame for this and enlisting your help as an 8-year-old in this. But now as an adult, you should understand the context of why this is way not okay. And it's not like a lighthearted thing that you can bring up.
Also,
So,
the older sibling can go to ASCON 1 for blaming it on the younger sibling, in my opinion.
the 8-year-old is coming into the 12-year-old. It's like, hey, I got an idea.
This was her idea. I had nothing to do with
Yeah.
it. Dude.
I got an idea, and let me see your phone, because I don't have one yet. Good gravy. My goodness. All right, a little bit of a musical interlude while we jump over here. Barry Winston, yes, absolutely. Freaking Winston. How at that age, did they figure out how to get an unknown number is confusing me, Brittany? That's a fair point. I wonder if it's like the old days where you could star whatever. I don't remember. Star 69 was calling somebody back. But there was, I don't know. There's something you could do to like mask your number going in there. I don't know. That's wild. Amy Castro, 40 years removed from childhood, there are things that my sister and I will never tell our parents. 67, star 67, that's what it was. Everybody knows. Everybody's like, oh yeah, star 67. I use that shit all the time. Closet stalkers uniting here in chat. Say it into the microphone.
I want to know, like, at what point a prank thought it was cool to dye a wedding dress, like, before the wedding pink. Like, at some point, that's got to be like,
Yeah, I mean,
that's too far.
There was a reason. She was trying to postpone the wedding for a reason, right?
True,
Like,
I guess.
don't know
Maybe
why.
that's it. I don't know.
But she was definitely trying. All right, we'll dive into our next story here. We're back to regularly scheduled stories. It looks like we are almost halfway on the finger heart goal. As a reminder, that will unlock Spicy Story and Tony Spark appearance. We're at 5 of 15 on the YouTube side for Cake Story and Confetti right now. Michelle, blaming it on the younger sibling is totally an older sibling thing to do. Yep. I'm trying to think back if there are things that I haven't disclosed to my family that I don't think so. I think I'm an oversharer. We all know this. And speaking of oversharing, we did recently film a new episode of The Imperfect Storms, and Caden Thunder, I think, is just about done with. It's done. It just finished up the edit. It won't post until we're gone the week of the 21st, so we're saving that for you. But we looked through the time codes with the chapters and the topic names as we were going through. You guys are going to have a good time watching this. There's some really asinine topics going on in there. Very interesting stuff. All right, here is our next story. Am I the astronaut for sitting my brother and sister-in-law down and speaking up for my niece and nephews of how badly they are handling the new normal for their step family? Well, shit. Okay. Who's starting a poll for us? Am I the astronaut for sitting my brother and sister-in-law down and speaking up for my niece and nephews on how badly they are handling the new normal for their step family? So there's kind of a, like, diving in, like inserting yourself on how to parent, but also it's coming from a place that's like trying to protect the kids. It might be okay. Like, blending families is tough, and if there were a family member that were inserting themselves, that could go very badly. But if they're really fucking up and they need to protect the kids there, then it could be okay. So this is one of those IDFK for me right now.
As a parent in a blended family, if someone sat us down and gave us information that they see that we may not be seeing, I think I would want to know that information, but what we do with it would be obviously up to the parents.
Yeah.
So
there's also
that's my only
delivery.
Absolutely.
Like, delivery method has a lot to do with making it okay or not here too, because if you do this in a constructive way.
Yeah. But if it's something that the parents aren't seeing or don't know is happening, then
you need to know.
We would want to know. So
egos could be very easily bruised here, though, and I think that's the danger. It's the danger. We'll find out though. How is our poll doing?
Is NTA 57%, and the rest is very ESH 15, and then ASCON 3 and 4 both with 10.6.
All right, NTA took it. Let's dive in and find out here. Am I the astronaut for sitting my brother and sister-in-law down and speaking up for my niece and nephews on how badly they are handling the new normal for their step family? My brother has 3 children. Luke, 16 male, Cam, 14 female, and Bo, 11 male, with my late best friend, Cam. My brother and late best friend were married for almost a decade and separated just before Cam passed away from a brain bleed in her early 30s. Damn. My niece Cam was named very similarly to her mother intentionally. My brother was the one who suggested it when they found out baby number 2 was a girl. My niece always used her full name, however, while my best friend was always Cam. After my best friend died, my niece decided she wanted that extra connection to her mom and stopped using her full name and chose to go by Cam. Everyone respected this and started calling her Cam. My brother had no problem with her doing this previously. He called her Cam just like everybody else. My niece, when asked about her name, would say she was named after her mom and Minnie Cam. This has become a problem now because my brother remarried a couple of years ago. His new wife always had a problem with Cam being Cam and being a Minnie. She tried to use Cam's full name, but my niece told her she didn't like it and went by Cam for a reason. Sister-in-law vocalized some complaints a few months ago in the marriage, but dropped them around the rest of the family when she had no support in her complaints. When she remembered that I was late, Cam's best friend, When she remembered that I was late Cam's best friend, she closed off to me completely. A few times she complained about how often Cam, my best friend, was mentioned, and how people reminded Cam, niece, that she looks just like her mom. It all came to a head 2 months ago when my brother and sister-in-law sat the kids down and told Cam it was bothering sister-in-law to have her use the same name as her mom.
Fuck this woman.
That she wanted them all to use her full name like she did before her mom died. She said she did not see why that was such a big deal. My brother backed her up with the request. She also requested that they speak about their mom less at home because it makes sister-in-law uncomfortable.
Fuck this bitch.
Instead of doing this, the kids all doubled down and talked about their mom more, and Cam made sure her name was used significantly more. The boys would repeat her name just to get to sister-in-law. My brother said nothing until sister-in-law tried to put a stop to it, and he supported her again. He told the kids not to chase sister-in-law away. They said they wanted to, and they'd rather she go than their mom's memory go. There was a fight several days after that discussion where Cam told sister-in-law she would never be as good as her mom, and just because she was jealous and insecure, she was going to compare everything so she'd realize how not good she is. Cam was punished for this. The boys supported their sister, and more discourse erupted in the house. The kids all bundled all their mom's things up and sent them to my house for safekeeping. Smart kids. Sister-in-law then freaked out about how much they were turning her into the enemy. She started using Cam's full name all the time, and my brother took her side when fights ensued. The kids told me about it last week and decided someone else needed to step in, so I sat sister-in-law and brother down and told them plainly they were messing up the new normal as a stepfamily. I said by making their mom the enemy or someone who needs to be hidden away, sister-in-law and my brother have guaranteed that she will be the enemy to them. I said fighting a person over their name just shows how much the two of them need to figure their shit out. They didn't appreciate it coming from me, and they accused me of overstepping. Am I the astronaut? Okay, so it's overstepping is the issue here. But good gravy, how insecure does somebody have to be to try to erase the memory of these children's mom? It's not even just because it's her now husband's ex. It's their mother. That's not your call.
Right. I'm going to try to say this as kindly as possible, but fuck this bitch. You're in TA. This woman needs to go. And fuck the brother or the dad, whatever.
He's willing.
He's just letting it happen instead of fighting for his kids. If he actually stood up and fought for his kids, in my opinion, he sucks the worst in this whole story.
I would agree.
Because he's just going along with it because he doesn't want to fight about it. These are your fucking kids. They lost their mom, and you are the one biological parent they have left, and you're telling this new woman that it's okay to change their fucking name? Dude.
And he knows this is wrong.
Pull your head out of your ass.
There's no way he doesn't know this is wrong. And his head up isn't up his ass, it's up her ass. He knows it's wrong, and he's letting this happen anyway because he's afraid of losing her.
He's afraid of losing someone in a role that he's already lost someone in, and he knows what that pain feels like, and he doesn't want to relive it. But that is no excuse to do this to your kids. Think about how they feel and what you are forcing upon them over a name.
Yeah.
Over 3 letters, you're allowing your family to become dysfunctional when it's already been through so much. And dude, you're going to have kids that don't speak to you.
Exactly. And I think that's the context that dad needs here. Dad needs to know that by letting your current wife have her way, you are choosing to not have children.
That is...
You're going to lose them.
Dude, just like you want to grab someone and be like, stop. And so in this point, OP, you did what I think was extremely necessary for those kids, for your best friend's kids. And damn. It's like you just want to shake someone and be like, stop it. Stop being a punk.
Come to your senses, you bitches.
Yes, exactly.
Something like that. Yeah. Snap out of it. I think that, in your position here, OP, the kids came to you, they're like, we need your help. We need you to step in. They sent the mom's things over for protection. Like, you knew it was serious, right? It is a delicate situation, though, because it is like overstepping in their egos. You have to kind of work around here. So I wonder if going into the situation and being like, tell me how things are going and letting them kind of drive that with getting their version of this first and then addressing it might have hedged against bruising their egos. Probably not. But letting them kind of bring their story forward first and then addressing it with what your understanding is from the kids, because somebody just walking in and saying you're fucking up without even getting your side is much more likely to become an ego issue than somebody having a discussion with you, right? I don't know if you need to at this point. It's all pretty fucking black and white. But, if we were fucking something up, I would want someone to come in and have a discussion with us rather than just come in and say, you're fucking up.
No, I understand what you're saying. But I think when you triple down on something this many times, you're fucking up.
Yeah.
And I don't know. If you're gonna, there's like a piece of hair touching my chin.
You got the tickles.
Yeah. If you're going to marry someone that is a widow or that has been widowed, your insecurities have to be checked at the door.
It's a package deal, number one.
Because you can't erase somebody to make yourself fit in that spot, because all you're doing is damaging the family even further after they've already experienced death of a parent. You can't come in and erase somebody just because you are too insecure to respect someone's memory. And don't date people if you don't want to be somebody's stepmom. Don't date people with kids if you can't show up in a way for them that they need you to be.
Right. And I think in further support of that, like if you're dating somebody who has kids, period, you are also accepting up front the reality that those kids have another parent. And even if that parent passes, those kids still have another parent, right? Like, just because she isn't here anymore doesn't mean that she's not their mom and that they don't love her and that they're not going to remember her and that she's not part of their lives. Like, you accept that part of them. You accept that part of this family when you marry into it or when you date into it. And this person is clearly too insecure to be dating somebody with kids, period. And now they're fucking married. And now she's like, it's going to be my way. This is the evil queen in Snow White, right? Like,
right.
That's what it is. And Cinderella, this is the evil stepmother. This is you're a villain.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Congrats. Lovely.
Cam, I hope you're happy.
Cam's an awesome name, by the way.
Yeah, I hope that you're happy honoring your late mom with the shortened version of your name.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I hope you continue to feel somewhat of a connection to her when you get called that or when you tell people your name.
Official determination for OP here, NTA. However, I think we have a couple modifiers here for sister-in-law. A little bit of Bizzo, maybe, a little bit of Delulu going on here as well. What else we got? That's probably pretty good. I mean, she definitely gets this.
All of it.
All the things.
We need to send everything button where like
send everything where they all just okay. Yeah. Yep. We can pull the clip from Despicable Me when like the wings pop out and it's like every missile he's got.
Yes.
And with just like all the little icons, that would work. Hey, God's blessed Wonder Woman dropping the 2 says, put dad in quotes. This man is not being a dad. I agree. He's failing his kids hard and he is the biggest asshole here because his job is to be a father and protect them and he failed at that gloriously. Laura Hackett sending over the hundo for 2 jewels, the floating hearts, the hundos again there. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate the love. There should be a button for all the above. Yeah, it's the send everything button. We might have to make that happen. We might have to. We might. That's so sad. Therapy is needed for them. I hope they can get their issues resolved, Jenny. I would agree. Like, however, these kids seem to be in a pretty solid spot right now, despite the hell they're living in at this moment. Like, for them to band together and be like, hell no, we will not submit to your rule. We'll double down and drive your ass away. Like, Mama did something right with them before she departed early. She done did it. Okay, quick check-in here. We are how far away on the finger heart goal there, Tony Spark? 750 away. We are closing in, and we're still at 5 of 15 on the YouTube side to unlock the cake story and confetti there. You guys are almost to the point where you can get another spicy story and to see Tony spark. I'm sure he's got some Vegas stories for you. I don't know if he can share any of that information. Did what happened in Vegas stay in Vegas? Some of it? That's fair. All right, we'll dive into our next story here. Am I the astronaut for cutting off my overspending wife? Oh my. Am I the astronaut for cutting off my overspending wife? Would you like to start a poll?
Yeah,
No,
I wrote this and switched the switched wife to husband to wife. I just wanted to get the jump on the joke before it was turned around on me.
Totally.
My burner account.
This will be a fun one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going ESH. Painted D dropping the 35 on the YouTube side. Thank you so much for the love. Was there a truck involved, Miss HH? No. Well, I don't know. We haven't read the story yet, but I don't think so. We actually talked about that yesterday, and Candy Thunder was like, I wish we still had that truck. And I'm like, me too. I still have the daddy wagon. It was a nice truck. Oh, it's because we were watching The Rookie, and it's like the same truck, but black. And they were clearly got some sponsored placement dollars from Toyota because they were essentially filming a commercial for that truck in one of the scenes. Sahasrala dropping the 5 says, for the cake. For the cake. Am I the astronaut for cutting off my overspending wife? Was there a camera involved, Real Broad? Don't know. We'll find out here. We will find out. It looks like it's going ESH territory here. We'll see. 5 seconds left, ladies and gentlemen. Where will it land? ESH official with around 55%. That's where I'm at too. When we get into this story, this could change wildly though. Got a water burp coming up. It's gonna happen mid-sentence. All right. Am I the astronaut for cutting off my overspending wife? My wife and I got married 3 months ago. We're in our 40s, both have good stable jobs, have a nice home, can pay our bills, and don't really have to stress much about things in life, except for one thing. Her ex-husband and baby daddy. She has 2 beautiful children from a past marriage whom I've taken on as my own, and we have a great little family. Her ex absolutely hates this and does whatever he can just to make life difficult. Ergo, not pay child support, not pick up the kids on his days, they have 50-50 custody, pick them up late when he does get them, not take them to medical appointments or skip the bill for school, extracurriculars, so we're stuck paying extra over and over again, things like that. She's recently decided she's sick of it and took him to court for contempt on multiple items. It's the right thing to do. The problem is I make 3 times as much as her and she can't really afford an attorney, so I have to foot the bill. I offered to do it as this is an issue that doesn't just affect her. Obviously, it affects me. It affects the children, the whole house. So I'm happy to do what's right to protect my family. Here's where things get complicated. I have always been financially savvy, have all of my credit cards paid off, no large outstanding debts, good credit score. I have a tight budget where everything is covered, put a little away each month, and even help my wife hack at her $20,000 credit card debt. As this case progresses and gets worse, it's looking like it will end up being a child custody case. And now she's going crazy on wanting to hire and get involved with all these extra people and unnecessary services like he's some fugitive under a manhunt. She wants to hire a forensic accountant, $6,000, 2 private investigators, $4,000. Her attorney just asked for another $5,000, already gave her $8,000, and who knows what else she will come up with. Guess who she expects to pay for all this? I know this is a stressful time in her life, but like I said above, we have everything we need. We're not starved for money, but this activity will financially ruin us. I sat her down and said that we couldn't afford it. I'm on her side and we can explore all options, but we have to be smart and buckle down for the long run, as this case will likely take 6 to 9 months, and we have to make calculated decisions about our finances. She was livid. How dare I control our finances like a dictator, and that I was no better than her ex. She demanded that I give her $5,000 or we will separate and get divorced. We just got married 3 months ago. I've been I've been trying to speak and reason with her daily, and she won't listen. Give her the money or get out. I've been sleeping poorly on the couch for 2 weeks, thinking she'll come to her senses, but she can't just snap out of this vendetta, and I'm either with her or against her. Am I the astronaut for cutting her off when we just don't have the money to carelessly throw away like this? Well, damn.
I don't feel like I'm. I don't know.
Well, what's that now?
I don't feel like I should be making comments on this story. I don't know enough about family court, but if to know if those things are necessary.
I mean, look, this could be like a wild freaking case here, but look, if she ends up needing a forensic accountant and private investigators, those are probably going to be things that are going to be recommended and facilitated by her attorney, right? This is her trying to send everything, right? She's trying. Yeah. She's going to end up crossing wires here and like negating her entire case in the first place. It's a pretty cut and dry case. Like he doesn't pay child support. He doesn't pick them up on time. As long as there's documentation of all this shit, she doesn't need all of this other stuff. But the bigger issue to me is she's trying to not just do the right thing for the kids and win this here, but she's trying to just demolish her ex. So now it's like a passion war between them, which means there's probably still some unresolved feelings there, right?
This is how, the passionate war between exes over children is how a lot of people make money and get rich, because they know that we're willing to go to the ends of the earth to protect our kids. And in my opinion, if I was going back to court to try to change custody, I would not be doing this stuff first. Like, this stuff would come later, depending on the outcome of court, the first round, depending on what my attorney thinks is going to happen. But my God, attorneys are incredibly expensive. Just retainers in general are expensive. I think there should be a conversation about your finances, and not just one person saying this is how it is and the other person saying give it to me or get divorced. So for me, it's an ESH. I do think that he's trying to like handle it and trying to say like this is a lot of money. But like I said, I'm not qualified to comment on this because I didn't go through custody hearings and all of that stuff. My divorce was amicable and we figured out our own parenting plan.
Throw all that shit away. If like just the simple fact that she needs $5,000 and is demanding it from this man she married 3 months ago, and if she doesn't get it, she's going to leave him.
You're an asshole.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that it sounds like you still have separate finances even though you're married, and probably for a reason, because you're very prepared or very budget oriented, right? So this is all like tough for you anyway. But at 3 months, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this $20,000 or this $5,000 that she's talking about here is that you've already given $8,000, so you've already given premarital assets that weren't mixed, that you didn't have to do. You've already done that. But now she's demanding this of you, knowing that that's what you brought into here, knowing it's not an hours thing, knowing she's taking this from you. And if you don't do it, she'll leave you. And also the whole, like, you're no better than my ex comment in there too. I'm like, whoa, like this is like, I'm not getting my way. So I'm going to throw a fit and I'm going to go for the jugular and I'm going to spit venom instead of trying to compromise, instead of trying to see reason here. And I'm like, look, if this is the way that we're going to handle our problems, then this is going to be a toxic situation here. Yeah. But it's more complicated because he's already integrated himself into the kids' lives too.
I think if someone at 3 months is saying, give me this or we get divorced, I mean, if somebody's pulling off the D word right out the gate, I mean, do they really want to be married, or are they here for means to an end? Because you shouldn't speak to your spouse like that unless you actually mean it.
They've been married for 3 months. Yeah.
3 months after getting married, you should not be telling your spouse that you're getting divorced, like that, do this or I'm going to divorce you. I think if you're willing to go there after 3 months, why are you in this relationship? Is it just to pay for this, or is it for something else? Because at this point, it's not, I don't know. It's not looking good for the wife. I would say that husband, I don't know. I don't even know if he's an asshole, in my opinion.
Do we have any mods on TikTok?
Here, I can handle it. What's up? Just go back to home screen.
Good gravy. It's complicated. Am I the astronaut for...
Can you go back to home screen, please?
Yep. You mind disabling your mic?
Yep.
Am I the astronaut for cutting off my overspending wife? It is complicated, and I don't feel like it was an ultimatum from his point of view. From his point of view, it was like, we can't do this. We have to think for the long term. We have to prepare here. And he has compromised because he's already given a good chunk here. So, like, it's an ESH there. I'm in TA. I'm in TA because I don't know what choice you have here. If somebody is just seeing red and in just blind rage battle mode, there has to be a voice of reason there at some point that is just like, the resources do not exist. You're going to do harm to the family that you are trying to protect here. So there has to be a voice of reason there. I don't know. Is 3 months too far in to get an annulment? But then, he's got 2 kids involved here too that he loves, and it's gosh, it's messy. 'Tis messy. Musical interlude here. We'll get a little bit of catch up going on here. What has the lawyer told her, Amanda Kay? That would be interesting to know. I have a feeling, though, that the lawyer isn't the one who's talking about a forensic accountant and all the other things. I have a feeling that if that were a thing, it would be routed through the lawyer who's just asked for more money as well. I can't imagine they haven't even been to court or mediation or anything, as far as we know, that it would be like bringing in a full team at this point. You know what I mean? It's especially when it is as cut and dry as it seems, at least from the outside, from what we know, with the deviation from the approved plan happening there. All you need is proof of that. That's it. Boom. Okay. That's it. Okay. We'll dive into our next story here. We are still getting close on the finger hearts there. We're at 8 of 15 on the YouTube side. I'll keep jumping along here so we can get through all of our stories. Am I on?
We're at 2381 out of 3,000 on the TikTok side.
Okay, 2381 out of 3K. So we are, we're getting close. We're getting close here. All right, here's our next story. Am I the astronaut for telling my brother his wife's swimsuit was inappropriate? Oh, God. Am I the astronaut for telling my brother his wife's swimsuit was inappropriate? Would you like to start a poll? Either Candy or Tony? Good golly. I mean, there are some situations where this might be warranted. Like, if you had young children around and it truly was graphic. It could be. There's a version of this that could make it okay. But in general, am I the astronaut for telling my brother his wife's swimsuit was inappropriate? If you're in a situation where something is inappropriate, is the onus to remove yourself from that situation or to speak up about something? There's also several versions of this where you have no right to say shit about shit, right? Especially when it relates to someone else's appearance. So there are only a handful of instances here where I could see this being warranted. We'll see. Paid to Digo's AskCon 3 dropping the 35. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, it's completely... The context will tell us. It looks like AskCon 2 took it.
Yep, poll just ended, and it is AskCon 2 at 28.89%, followed by a tie with NTA and ESH. So very spread out across the whole thing.
All right. AskCon 2 took that one. Let's dive right in. We punched the... My younger brother was visiting with his wife and kid. He's been married about 2 years now and lives out of state, so I only see him about once a year. They are staying at our home. This would be our 4th time actually being around my sister-in-law, and she's a very nice woman that my wife and I get along with well when we've seen her. The problem came when we were all grilling in the backyard and decided to use the pool. Sister-in-law came out in basically a thong bikini. I didn't think it was inappropriate, or I'm sorry, I didn't think this was appropriate at all, but held my tongue as to not embarrass her. But I have a preteen daughter in-house and can't have people over dressing inappropriately in front of her. I talked with my wife about it that night, and she agreed it wasn't family appropriate, but said not to say anything to her as to not make things uncomfortable. I said I wouldn't, but that I would address it with my brother privately because I can't have our daughter seeing that in our home and thinking we approve. She said she preferred I just let it go, but I don't think that's responsible parenting. So the next day I spoke to my brother privately and prefaced that this might be an uncomfortable conversation, but it's necessary. I told him my concerns and asked that he have her wear a more appropriate suit. He got a little offended and accused me of sexualizing his wife. I said that's not my intent, and it would be one thing if it was just us adults, but I have a kid in the house who we're trying to raise with a sense of modesty, and that I don't want to normalize that kind of swimsuit in our house. Then he said, that's just what they wear. It's not a big deal, which surprised me since we were raised in the same house. Not gonna lie, I did feel like I lost a little respect for him being cool with such a display by his wife. Then he asked me, what do I do if I go to the beach? I told him I can't control everyone at the beach, but I can control what's allowed in my home, and that when it comes to kids, what you allow, you condone. And I'm not going to have my kid thinking we condone that. And especially since she gets along with her aunt, I don't want her looking at that style as something she thinks is cool. He said he wasn't going to tell her how to change. He said he wasn't going to tell her to change, as that would be weird, but they simply wouldn't use the pool anymore. I said, fine, handle it however you think is best, but I don't want to see it again in my home. I also told him we won't use the pool either for the duration of his visit, so that no one feels singled out or anything. He ended with, fine, so you're like dad now. I said I should be so lucky and left it at that. The rest of the visit went fine, no issues, but I felt a bit of tension with me and my brother. So am I the astronaut for how I handled this? I tried to do it in a way that would minimize the potential embarrassment for anyone, but still put a stop to the inappropriate behavior.
Thanks, Tony. This is... So here's the problem that I have is that him and his wife had a conversation. They disagreed, but he felt that how he felt in his home trumped what his wife felt.
He just ignored.
He ignored his
thoughts.
wife's input in their home, which is what his issue is. That is, this is happening in their home. His wife said not to. His wife said to leave it alone, and he did it anyways. So to me, I think that this man is an asshole for that behavior alone, because it is both of their homes and you need to act like it. You both get input into the conversation and you need to come to an agreement together that you are both comfortable with, whatever that looks like. But this was not an agreement together that they were both comfortable with in their own home. So I think, no, I would not personally wear a thong bikini around my kids, but that is my choice. And I do believe that if you're going to go to the beach, if you're going to go to a pool, if you're going to go to a different country, you are going to see different things, and you are going to see women wearing different types of bathing suits. You're going to see men wearing different types of bathing suits. You can't stop what you see. And the agreement wasn't made to stop this in their home by both partners. And so I think that OP is the asshole.
Okay. So, I mean, for argument's sake here, I think we can go a lot of different directions with this, right? And it doesn't matter. There are several different beliefs. There are several different cultures that could see this as more inappropriate than others, right? To ignore that fact. I think it's strictly on the execution of this here. Now, the one thing that one of the things that rubbed me really wrong about how OP approached this was with kids, what you allow, you condone. And he's talking about in the context of other adults in your home, what you allow, you condone, which I understand, and I think you do as a responsibility. You do have a responsibility as a parent to, in the home, like protect the environment and to set some guidelines here. But I think the flip side of the what you allow, you condone when it relates to other adults in your home that aren't within your immediate family here are essentially, you have the right to control other people, and that's dangerous. You know what I mean? That's a dangerous way to look at things. Like if your grandparents stay over, you have the right to institute like a dress code for them. I mean,
I don't.
There's a danger there, but I do agree with Candy Thunder here. The biggest issue was that they had a discussion as a couple. They did not come to a conclusion, and he went ahead and carried it out as if it was both of them, as if it was both of their wishes.
Hear me out. He was trying to protect his daughter, but it's not just his daughter, it's their daughter. The wife had already made her input on the situation known. She didn't want anything said. I think the person that was truly uncomfortable was OP.
Yeah.
This man was uncomfortable.
For sure.
Because somebody was wearing a thong. It's an ass. If someone came to our house in a thong bikini, I don't, whatever. Like, I don't care. It's not, my kids know how we feel. And at a certain point, our girls are going to be adults in 2 years. I'm not going to control what they wear. That is something that I have to come to terms with. But I feel like this man did sexualize his wife in a way that I don't know.
Well,
he feels icky to me.
So he used his preteen daughter as the reason for his overprotectiveness here. And look, I understand being an overprotective father. I get it. But also, I think as an overprotective father, we have to realize at some point that we cannot protect them from the existence of everything. Right? You're not going to be able to protect them from a thong bikini in the world. And I understand it's in my home, what I allow, I condone. I understand that mentality, but I think one of the costs of that is coddling and sheltering. And then if you overdo that, when they get to the real world, it's going to be that much more of a shock for them and that much more difficult to integrate with, because it's all going to be foreign to them, right? I think you can have a conversation with your preteen daughter instead of somebody who is not your child and say, look, I know that your aunt wore that, and I just want you to know that that I would not be comfortable with you wearing anything like that, obviously. Like have a conversation with your kid instead of having a conversation trying to control other adults.
I 100% agree.
Tony Spark has
that was one of the top comments that somebody just said. You literally talk to everybody but your daughter, which makes you the asshole.
Because it wasn't about your daughter.
It's uncomfortable
it was about you.
for OP. And maybe the context for OP is because he has a preteen daughter. He's like immediately is like, well, that's somebody's daughter. What if my daughter was doing that? And got very uncomfortable and then executed it that way. Or maybe he's just uncomfortable.
I don't know.
Around asses in general. Not sure.
I don't know, but
or maybe he just listened to that the song way too many times. Oh, Cisco, yeah.
And also he says,
let me say that thong, thong, thong.
He says basically a thong. I mean, there's many variations before you get to the thong. So, and also like cheeky swimsuits, like finding a full coverage bottom, not an easy task. There are
know it, girl.
There are way more cheeky swimsuits than there are full coverage swimsuits. And I say that with my whole chest because, for fuck's sake, for someone who...
It's so much easier being a dude. I wear shorts that are made for the water, and that's it.
I have shorts that are made for the water, too.
I'm sure that the Speedo game for dudes is like a whole different world that I will not be venturing into at any time. Because it would just look like, we won't get into that.
And I know that there are going to be many people who disagree with what we're saying, and everyone is 100% entitled to their own opinion.
Yeah.
This is just how we feel about the subject.
How we would handle it based on our worldview.
Yeah.
And again, like, different cultures are going to respond differently to this. Different belief systems are going to respond differently to this. I think in general, for me, it is your responsibility here as a parent is to teach your children, not other adults who are guests in your home. Now, the other side of that is, look, if I've got a guest in my home that's lighting up a crack pipe,
That's what I was
obviously
gonna say.
I have a responsibility to put a stop to that because what you allow is what you condone, right? Like there's conflicting things here. It's not not simple.
There's illegal things, and then there's a cheeky swimsuit, and I have my own feelings on why this man said what he did, but I've already expressed my thoughts, so. That's as far as I'm going with this.
All right, we'll dive into our next one here. Oh, wait, I guess we need to make a determination on this. It was, am I the astronaut for telling my brother his wife's swimsuit was inappropriate? I think yes. Depending on where it went, it's definitely something that you shouldn't have done, in my mind. And, Candy Thunder, are you at 2 for this as well? So we have different ratings all the time for people, but we agree on this one, Ask On To. It's something you definitely shouldn't have done. That's not the person to try to control here, and doing it through your brother too, and putting him in an awkward position where what he's going to have to try to go control his wife, what his wife wears, is going to be another difficult conversation. I think the more effective thing to do overall would be to try to teach your daughter a lesson here. Try to have a conversation with her about what she sees and about what your family believes is okay and is not. And yeah, we can't enforce that on other people, but we can make those choices for ourselves. We can control our own behaviors. So that's what I would have liked to see from my worldview. And we'll dive into a bit of a pivot here. Did we hit the finger hot goal, Tony Spark? We did. Okay, I'm gonna give you some thanks here, and then you guys get to hang out with Tony Spark for a moment here. Can I get a gifter list, Mama? Mamacita. Okay, question, what if wife agreed? I think it'd still feel the same. I would think that as a couple, y'all should have handled the situation as a conversation with daughter instead of trying to enforce what you think is right on a stranger. Not a stranger, but another adult. All right, for hitting the finger heart goal on the TikTok site here and unlocking a, cake story and a Tony Spark appearance, we have, in the number 1 spot, swinging for the fences once again, Sam Goofballs at 6.3K. Damn. Number 2 spot, Ninja Blob Nat at 2K. Damn. And the number 3 spot, Ash Kaiba at 1.2K. Damn. Top 3 all 1K and up. You guys are rock stars. And then we got Charlotte Arnold at 750, still way up there. Sunita Badu, Grey Dragon, Fox Gaming. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Firestar, Aunt Sue, Julie Jules, Naturally, ADB, Jennifer in Texas, Emmy Castro, Oma Loves Disney, Grammy Tabitha, Michelle Gallant, Rain Wilson, Amanda K, Candy CLKB, Mama Silver, Sabrina Janine, Ames, Carrie T, Chris Mr. Suited, and won't show me the rest of it. Jero Mama, Queen Unicorn, Mel Wallace, M. Doyle, Anna, Real Broad Zuba, Holly Dunn, Legs for Days, Tammy Hernandez, Thrillers, the Montemummy, Not Candy Sweet, and As Plunder. Thank you guys so much for the love. Greatly appreciate you helping support the stream and what we do here. It definitely wouldn't happen without your love and support. And I don't just mean gifting. I mean commenting, sharing, just being here. It means more than you will ever know. All right, before I do anything else here, I want to introduce you to someone who just returned from Las Vegas. A changed man. We'll see by how much here. But you know him, you love him, you missed him. Here we go.
Tony Starr.
No, it was not. Hello. I'm not on the screen yet. Hello, people. How's everybody doing on this Wednesday? Got cloudy outside. What's up? What's up? Look at all the little Tony Spark with glasses and plastic money. Or plastic money, plastic arms. I saw money on the screen. I said, ha, ha, ha. I did have a better flight experience. There was no airport issues. There was no flight issues. I did not end up having an emotional breakdown in an airport. It was good. That was good. The progress bar, I didn't actually spend a lot of time in the sun. There was a lot of time inside in Vegas. I did spend some time by the pool, but I did not get my watch tan back and enough. I didn't have enough pool time to do that. I tried, but we were only by the pool for a few hours one day. Had a good time. Yeah, it was fun. We missed you even though I didn't know you were gone. Good. I'm glad you missed me. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I think all the guys had a good time. We were out there for my buddy's bachelor party. So it was fun. We had a lot of laughs. There was one Uber ride in particular on the last night. We were coming back from one of the casinos, going back to our casino that we were staying at. We laughed so hard. It was one of those laughing so hard your face like hurts. Like we were crying, laughing so hard. And yeah, it was good. A lot of laughs, a lot of fun. I'm exhausted. I'm still exhausted. I stayed up way too late every single night. How did your buddy's dad like partying in the sun? Good. We do it all the time. So that's not it was nothing out of the ordinary for that. So it was fun. The parlay was good. The parlay was good for everybody. It was wild. It was crazy, but it wasn't that crazy. We put a lot of thought into it before we did it. We didn't just like.
Did you steal a tiger?
We did not steal tiger. There was no tiger. There's no tiger stealing. But yeah, it was good. What happened?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, no tiger, no face tattoos, no tigers, none of that. I'm not going to say it was like the most wild. It was not really like hangover, like movie style. It wasn't like we had a great time. We did, drink a lot of beverages but nothing. Look, it was great because there was a group of 12 guys. There's 12 of us.
Any illicit substances from cab drivers?
I did not. I was offered by cab drivers, but I turned it down. It was scary. I forgot. I haven't told you that story yet, Candy Thunder. Maybe I'll tell that story in the VIP about my cab ride experience that I got and things that were offered to me from the cab driver.
Added value.
Yeah. Ted was alive and well for 4 consecutive days. That was a lot of time in Vegas. We were there Thursday night. To Monday morning, and that was a long time in Vegas, but we had a great time. I saw 4 a.m. every morning, so not because I woke up, because I was going to bed at that time. So
As you should.
I had fun. It was a good time.
But also, like your biological clock at that point thinks that
Yeah,
thinks it's an hour earlier.
2
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah. So you can say.
So it was
2 hours
actually
later.
6 a.m. every morning, basically. 6 a.m. our time. Yeah. So it was crazy. It was fun. That's it right there. That's the comment. Time is upside down in Vegas. There is no time. Time is irrelevant. It means nothing.
Yeah.
Because at 4 a.m., at noon, at 1 a.m., there are just people everywhere. And there's people, restaurants are completely full at 1 o'clock in the morning.
That's awesome.
And people are drunk at all hours of the day. So it doesn't matter.
It's the Lotus Trap.
It's all, there is no time. There is no time.
No pulling your tooth out.
Because there was one point I was like, man, I feel like it's getting kind of late. And it was like 8 p.m. And I'm like, oh, I guess not. And then I was like, man, it feels like it's not that late at all. And it was 3 a.m. And I'm like, okay.
Where did the time go? Yeah, Angie, Percy Jackson, exactly. The Lotus Trap.
Because I'm also so used to like if I'm at a bar here, it closes at like 1 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Well, like I was at the
There.
piano bar. And hell, they played till 3 a.m. And like they're still going like it's nothing. And then when you get out at 3 a.m. and you're like, oh, well, let me just walk over here to this bar and have another beer. Like, you know what I mean? It's just there's no
24-hour
time.
bar hopping.
It really, I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, no clocks.
It was, I will say, it is crazy expensive. It's crazy out there. Like I was getting excited when I'd find a beer for under like $12 and like I'd be
in the stadium
yeah,
all the time.
like you go to eat somewhere and you're like, oh, like a burger, fries, or whatever. It's only $20. That's pretty good. Like you get excited when you start to see that, and then you order a drink by the pool and it's like, ugh.
$700, please.
Yeah, it is crazy, but you can find some deals. And Fremont Street's fun. There's a lot. It was fun. Anyway, also I've posted exactly 0 content from Vegas, so I didn't
because it never happened.
I know, but I didn't take I didn't. Shocking, I didn't capture a lot, but I think I captured enough. I could probably put out a video or 2 about Vegas, but it was fun. I'm ready to go back. I'm not ready to go back. I need to dry out for a few days.
Oh, did you get the IV? Any IV treatment?
I did not. No IV treatment was necessary. So
wow.
I felt like that was a win.
Or a fail, depending on how you look
or
at it.
fail, depending on how you look at it. But I felt like granted, I did not always wake up feeling great in the morning, but there's nothing a shower, a couple ibuprofen, and a coffee can't fix. So, yeah. And then you just have another drink and get going again.
Hair of the dog. Ladies and gentlemen, post Vegas Tony Spark.
Go follow at Tony Spark _
Raising everything back up here. Pedialyte. Now this is one of the reasons I don't partake in the liquid libations, because I'll pay for it for a week. I'm like, ain't nobody got time for that. I got shit I got to do. I can't afford to be any more bitchy than I already am. Thank you very much. All right, let's dive into our next story. Spicy story number 2. Oh, you have a spicy number 2?
Spicy number 2.
It happens sometimes. Sometimes spicy number 2 happens. That needs to be one of the teasers we create. It's like a medication for spicy number 2. Am I the astronaut for publicly shaming my wife for falling for a romance scam? I'm going NTA, which is bold for the whole public shaming part of this, but since it's your wife and she fell for a romance scam, I think you're probably warranted here. Starting a poll here. Emotional cheating? Entirely possible. Hey, Michelle with the paper cranes there. Over Kim Mill with the paper cranes there too. We're going paper crane land, ladies and gents. Paper cranes with the possibility of getting a pity revenge story and Caden Thunder up on here. Up on here. Am I the astronaut for publicly shaming my wife for falling for a romance scam? What if it was OP's romance scam and it was all just a trap? Real bride, yes, he was a Nigerian prince worth millions. The millions was the romantic part. We'll see. How's it looking? Strongly NTA at the moment. 2, 1.
Okay, results are in. Dun, dun, dun. 47% NTA, followed by 19% ESH, and then 13% ASCON 3.
What if we get a curveball, like a crazy curveball? We'll see. Wife, 46 female, and I, 54 male, have been through some challenges. I had a serious health issue that took a few years to recover from, stress of work, aging, and life leading to a flat marriage. We had been through many challenges in the past, but a significant shift started about 10 months ago. She began to simply not do any of her responsibilities, became secretive, changed passwords and codes, and although we never policed each other in 25 years, these were open, email, phones, cards, etc. I never once opened the door to look, but we both knew the door was unlocked if wanted. Her arguing became more and more difficult to comprehend, irrational anger, and then if I responded, she would secretly record me, edit out her instigation. What? She even shared videos to my daughter, 33 female, and other friends. To give an example, she basically cut off all contact with my daughter when my daughter said, "I don't know, sounds like he's the level-headed one on this, and you're being a bit irrational." She even tried multiple times to instigate a physical altercation. At no point ever, not now, not ever, have I ever even considered raising a hand to her. It's actually inconceivable to me. Inconceivable! I was well aware of the red flags, hiding, sneaking off, hiding her phone when I came in the room, then small weird banking issues. 100 here, 100 there, then more. Like I say, I never policed her. I trusted her implicitly for over 2 decades. When I raised some questions about the banking, there were excuses, but then she started using her Visa rather than the account. I don't get her statements or open her mail. Anyways, how it ended up was she started pulling high-interest loans and washing through her Visa to whatever end and dumping the loan repayments onto the primary account. And they all hit like an avalanche. Then the account was locked because she tried a large transfer to a Bitcoin exchange and the bank intervened. At this point, I'm reeling from being hit by one bus after another, and I'm still the bad guy. I made her move to the country. Not exactly. She actually found the place we bought 19 years ago and suggested it to me. I'm verbally abusive. I'll make no excuses. I said some mean stuff in the last while. I'm distant, etc. I moved out to my office. It's a separate building with the agreement that I could make food, coffee, and use facilities as needed. I happen to be in the kitchen making coffee and her phone is sitting face up with the case open on the counter. She has pathologically kept it hidden, controlled for months, so I'm somewhat surprised it's there, and as I'm pouring coffee, a long, "I love you" message pops up on it. I snap a pic with my phone, look up the name, and find the profile of a guy who lives near where she's been asking me to take out an equity loan so she could go back to school. A friend digs. I'm blocked by her on all social media platforms by this point, and she has squishy cooing posts going back months under his pictures. I confront her on this. First response is, "I've only been chatting a few days or weeks, and we're not together now, and I can do what I want." I bring up the screenshots of the post, and it becomes, okay, maybe a month or so, but it was just harmless flirting. As I peel back layer after layer, it's well over 6 months. After putting it together, I ask outright, the Bitcoin thing, where did that come from? Him. And these ideas? Him. And on and on. But prior, I blew up. Online with her family and mutual friends. A complete carpet bombing to see what rats scurried out of the rubble. A mutual friend, female, dug in fast and determined clearly it was a scammer, catfish, fake. So she even found the sister of the real guy whose profile was stolen. And this is not the first time this has happened. A week passes and she asks if I will come back into the house, but says, I don't know if I'm ready for a decision as to if we try to go forward. My response was, you think this is all your decision? I wouldn't trust you with a stale loaf of bread. And there's no way I'll lie in bed as some placeholder while you online shop for my replacement next to me. She keeps saying it wasn't real, he wasn't real, but the intention was the damage. That's real to me. The months of gaslighting and making me doubt my own sanity is real. The hurt and confusion were real. I even said just to be open with it all, put it all on the table. And she continued to lie about how long, as mentioned above, it was peeling back layers like an onion with a new layer hidden underneath, with each new revelation moving the start back further and further. She's still lying about things. Now I'm getting flack from some friends and local acquaintances that I was too harsh, too public, too mean about my response, and how I demeaned and embarrassed her and could have done it privately. Now I'm the asshole again because I publicly shamed and demeaned her, and I won't let it go. So, am I the astronaut? Okay, I've got to scroll back up here because I missed something big.
So she was being scammed by someone thinking that she was in love. We've read a follower story like this before that happened to their mom.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Where was the public humiliation here? But prior, he blew it up online with her family and mutual friends. Okay, so did a post or did messages, or I had to have been a post for it to be this public humiliation, right?
NTA, if you're taking money out of a mutual account to pay someone that you're having an affair with, it's not even a real affair, but whatever, you're a fucking asshole.
Look,
like that's the bottom line. It's
a scam because it works.
Why? What?
Because look, there are people who are starved for attention enough, and when they finally get a little bit of it, will do anything to maintain it. That's how they take advantage here. So they gave her some attention online. She got dependent on it, and then their goalpost kept moving. So she just drove her life into the ground to keep it and get someone hooked on it enough. It's like any drug, right?
I mean,
like they were willing to cash in their entire life to ride the high.
You've got to if you are taking out loans to finance someone you've never met, like, how? I don't, like, how?
But Gerald, he loves me.
I mean, I know that people are scammed and I know it exists, but man.
We don't know how much.
What a despicable, like, scam artist person
how many
company,
people,
whoever's running this scam.
how many people have they taken advantage of? He or they? Like,
Oh, I mean, that's how they make a living. That's how they,
just swindling people.
yeah, it's crazy.
Good gravy. And to be one of the people whose identity was stolen, that, you know, someone has fallen in love with the image of, and now believes
That's wild.
that you have ruined their life.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
now,
really fucking sad.
I've got
really sad.
I've got a buddy from high school whose mom met somebody online and, like, left their dad, and, like, she, like, moved across the country.
Were they real?
Yeah, apparently. And it was probably, well, it was maybe before the time when all the scammy stuff started, way back in the day. But it's like
For love became a scam.
chat room, which I guess the scams have been around forever.
Yeah. No, it's really sad that they ended up, like he said, in a flat marriage. Like, that's really sad, and that she found this thing online to fulfill her needs of love and company and all of those things. But you can't send money to people that you don't know. Like, sending money to people that you haven't met, that you haven't. I mean, do they speak to these people on the phone?
I don't.
Is it just is it just
chat, email? I don't know, but
I'm not sure about that part of the scam, but
I mean, but now, hell, with AI voices, like, you could
that's true.
do anything here,
100%
right?
true.
It's going to get worse as AI goes on, because they can do a fucking video call and make it look like it's the real person. Like, yeah,
Okay.
that's tough.
Yeah.
That is tough.
If someone asks you for money, like, red flag.
I think,
Huge red flag.
Yeah, and at this point, you know, putting yourself in OP's shoes, like, yeah, it's NTA. Like, I don't give a shit if it was public or not, and people are like, you took it too far. You should have let off. Look, she didn't just torch her own life; she torched yours too. Like, oh my gosh, like, who knows how far into this she is and how much she has burned for this scam company, scam artist here. And that wasn't just hers; it was yours as well. So she wouldn't listen to you. You ended up being kicked out of the house. You're blocked on everything. What choice did you have? Had you not done what you did, the who was it that found out it was a scam artist? Had you not done what you did, that would not have been exposed. So 100% NT fucking A. NT fucking A. I'm gonna keep that for a minute. Firestar just dropped the 10 bomb, said my bestie's mother-in-law fell for this crap. 5 years and 40 grand later, she still believes and talks to this person and is always broke and has poor health. We're done with her. Holy crap.
What?
5 years and 40K and it's still going on? Damn. Jan, I don't have money, so I can't get scammed. Yeah.
No one can scam us.
Exactly. We're right there with you. Right there with you. That's awesome.
Can I interest you in a live stream? Because that's about all we got. Can I interest you in some travel points?
They
Because that's about all I've got.
they threatened to burn down the live stream and leave my pregnant baby penniless. I said hello twice. Well, hello then. All right, ladies and gents, that is it for us today. We're going to get set up for the VIP streams. If you're a VIP member on the YouTube side, a member of the Thunder Crew, or on the TikTok side, a member of the Storm, which may change as the new program rolls out here, then we will see you in about 10 to 15 minutes. It's been a blast. It's always fun. Real broad, I got some bleach on my fridge and TikTok shop samples. Oh no, you've bleached them. Yoko, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a scam duck. There you go. I like it. All right, ladies and gents, we'll see you. We have outro notes this time. The next public live will be Monday, not Sunday. Monday, September 15th at 9 p.m. Central on TikTok, since Candy Thunder and I will be at a Chiefs game on Sunday. Tony Spark will be there as well. We're gonna have to capture some good content during tailgating. We'll see. The next weekly Wednesday live will be next Wednesday, the 17th at 3 p.m. But don't forget, tomorrow night, TikTok sub only live, 9 p.m. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m., TikTok sub only live. Words are hard. All right, VIP live coming up in about 15 minutes. We'll see you all next time. Thank you so much for being here.